Habits are like chains, too light to be felt until they are too heavy to be broken. This quote, like many of Buffett's reflections, carries timeless wisdom. After all, how many times have you started the year full of resolutions, only to see them evaporate as the weeks go by? We promise to change, to be more disciplined, and to achieve new goals. But the real challenge is turning these promises into consistent habits that shape our future. Why is this so important? Warren is known for his rigorous discipline and long-term focus, attributing much of his success to the creation and maintenance of habits that lead him to make smarter decisions, both in life and in business. For him, success is not about giant leaps, but about small, consistent steps that over time accumulate exponential returns. However, there is a trap. We underestimate the power of habits in the short term and overestimate our willpower. A study from the University of Scranton revealed that only 8% of people achieve their New Year's resolutions. Why? Because focusing solely on big goals without transforming actions into automatic habits is like trying to fill a leaky bucket. The good news: if you understand how he structures his life around solid systems and clear priorities, you'll be one step ahead. He believes in simple but powerful principles that anyone can apply: focus, consistency, and the conscious choice of where to allocate your time and energy. At its core, transforming resolutions into lasting habits is about learning to build chains that strengthen us rather than imprison us. Imagine the impact of making daily choices that, even small, lead you directly to your biggest goals. That's what we'll talk about today. In this video, you will learn the strategies Buffett would use to ensure that your resolutions not only survive January's enthusiasm, but become part of who you are, your identity. Get ready to discover why less is more, how to create systems that work in your favor, and how to implement his teachings in your life to achieve consistent personal and professional growth. Let's unlock the secret to turning good intentions into concrete and lasting results. Now that we've laid the groundwork, let's dive into the concepts and strategies that will transform your resolutions into solid, consistent, and most importantly, lasting habits. Turning resolutions into lasting habits is not just a matter of motivation, but of system. Warren is a master at building simple and effective systems that guide his decisions. Let's explore how these principles can be applied to turn your goals into consistent actions. Buffett believes that clarity of priorities is essential. He often tells a famous story to illustrate this point. Once, his personal pilot, Mike Flint, asked for advice on how to achieve success. Buffett suggested Flint list his 25 most important goals. Then he asked him to circle the 5 most essential ones. The surprising advice came afterward. The remaining 20 goals, forget them completely. They are the distractions that will prevent you from achieving your main priorities. Many resolutions compete for our attention, but to create lasting habits, we must identify the few that truly matter. Choose 1 or 2 main goals and focus on them. For example, if your resolution is to save more money, start by establishing a simple habit, like automatically transferring 10% of your income to an investment account. Warren often emphasizes that big changes begin with small actions. Just as he prefers investing in companies that grow steadily over time, he believes habits should be cultivated gradually. One of the biggest mistakes in creating new habits is trying to change everything at once. This can lead to burnout and, eventually, abandonment. Let's imagine you want to improve your health. Instead of promising to hit the gym 5 times a week right away, start with something small but consistent. 10 minutes of daily walking. As Warren says, you don't need to do extraordinary things to get extraordinary results. Buffett also values the power of commitment. He's known for being transparent with his shareholders, providing clear reports, and staying true to Berkshire Hathaway's goals. This principle of public accountability can be applied to habit building. Share your resolutions with friends, family, or colleagues, and ask them to hold you accountable. For example, if your goal is to read more books in 2025, commit to sharing your monthly readings with a friend or on social media. This sense of accountability increases the likelihood of maintaining the habit, as you don't want to disappoint those following your progress. He believes that our environment deeply influences our behavior. He avoids unnecessary distractions and organizes his life in a way that makes success inevitable. On a personal level, this means that to create lasting habits, we must shape our environment to make action easier. For instance, if you want to eat healthier, reorganize your kitchen to prioritize nutritious foods. Place fruits visibly on the counter and hide processed snacks. Small changes in the environment can lead to significant changes in outcomes. To transform a resolution into a habit, it's crucial to establish a reward cycle. Warren is known for celebrating his company's small successes, recognizing that every step forward is valuable. Similarly, every bit of progress toward your resolutions should be rewarded. If you're saving money, create a reward system. For example, upon reaching a savings milestone, treat yourself to a small gift or a special dinner. This creates a positive association between the habit and the sense of accomplishment. A classic example of his consistency is his reading habit. He reads about 500 pages a day, a habit he developed from a young age, but this didn't happen all at once. He started with smaller readings and gradually increased his capacity over time. Today, this habit is one of the pillars of his success. The secret here is that he built the habit in such a way that reading is an indispensable part of his day. He doesn't need to decide whether or not to read. It's simply what he does. This consistency is only possible because the habit was solidified over the years. When we talk about turning resolutions into lasting habits, it's inevitable that we'll face challenges along the way. He is famous for his calm approach to adversity, prioritizing patience, resilience, and discipline. Buffett often says that the stock market is a game of patience, and the same applies to habit building. He compares investing to planting a tree. You don't reap the fruits immediately, but with care and consistency, you will eventually see results. This mindset is crucial when creating habits. For example, if you're trying to adopt a daily meditation habit, it's likely that the benefits won't be noticeable in the first few weeks. However, persistence ensures that, over time, you'll reap the rewards of a calmer and more focused mind. A practical way to adopt this long-term perspective is to track your progress. Warren believes in the importance of metrics. He regularly reviews the financial reports of his companies and adjusts strategies as needed. For your habits, try using a journal or app to monitor your consistency. This helps you visualize your growth and motivates you to keep going. Another key principle of his is accepting imperfections. He says, "You only need to do a few things right in life, as long as you don't do too many things wrong." This also applies to habits. Not every day will be perfect, but what matters is avoiding letting small slip-ups turn into complete abandonments. For example, if you're building the habit of saving money, there may be a month when unexpected expenses arise. Instead of abandoning your goal completely, adapt to the situation. Temporarily reduce the amount you save and return to your routine as soon as possible. It's consistency over the long term, not perfection, that creates transformative results. Buffett is known for finding opportunities in times of crisis. He often says, "Be greedy when others are fearful." This mindset can be applied to facing challenges in habit building. Instead of seeing setbacks as defeats, use them as learning moments. For instance, let's say you have a resolution to exercise more, but an injury prevents you from continuing your usual routine. Instead of giving up entirely, view this as a chance to explore other forms of movement, such as yoga or stretching. Adapting to circumstances is essential for keeping the habit alive. One of the most powerful lessons we can take from him is that lasting success is a reflection of who you are, not just what you do. He sees himself as a patient and disciplined investor, and this identity guides his daily actions. James Clear, author of Atomic Habits, illustrates this with a practical example. Instead of saying, "I want to read more," say, "I am a person who reads every day." This shift in perspective turns your resolutions into part of your identity. If you want to save money, begin to see yourself as someone who is financially responsible. This not only influences your actions, but also your daily decisions, such as avoiding impulse purchases or always seeking the best value. Warren often uses the snowball analogy to describe compound growth. He explains that over time, a small snowball becomes an avalanche, as long as you keep rolling it consistently. This concept perfectly illustrates how small habits transform into massive changes. Consider the example of reading again. Reading 5 pages a day may seem insignificant at first, but by the end of a year, you will have read over 1,800 pages, or about 5 average books. The same applies to saving money. Saving a small amount daily accumulates into significant wealth over time. Buffett is a living example of consistency. He maintains a simple routine that aligns his habits with his goals. His diet, for instance, might seem peculiar. He enjoys Coca-Cola and fast food, but the key lies in the simplicity and predictability of his day. He minimizes unnecessary decisions to conserve mental energy for what truly matters. If you want to turn resolutions into habits, follow Buffett's example and simplify your routine. Automate as much as possible, such as bill payments or automatic savings, and eliminate distractions that could hinder your progress. With these strategies in mind, you are equipped with his teachings to transform any resolution into a lasting habit. Turning resolutions into lasting habits is not a magical process. It's a deliberate construction that requires patience, consistency, and the right mindset. As we've seen, Warren teaches us that life's great results don't come from grand gestures, but from small steps repeated over time. This philosophy serves as a true roadmap for achieving our goals. Today, choose one main resolution and turn it into a habit with these practical steps. Identify a small, easy first step to take. Set up a system to make the habit automatic. Track your progress and celebrate small victories. Adjust your approach when facing challenges, staying focused on the long term. Imagine where you'll be if you adopt these practices now. Just as he built a colossal fortune with discipline and focus, you can build the life you desire, one habit at a time. And remember, the most lasting changes are those that become part of who you are. If this video inspired you, like this video and subscribe to the channel for more content that turns knowledge into action. Stay with us and learn how the lessons of great investors can drive your life and your results. See you next time.